Rees knows where he is. Place number 3, bike number 2. He's got the 2 on his bike from his excellence of last year. Number 1, of course, was Sloane Frost, or Chopper as we know as. 2 with Mitch Rees, and 3 with Daniel Metam, who almost won that TT title as well. But this is GP racing and looking set. In fact, here we've got a couple of our latecomers to the grid, so they'll be starting here in the pit chute. So it didn't quite make it in time. It's one of those things, you've got your tyre warmers, you've got your rider getting their gear on, and you're just trying to get to the line. You think, oh, what am I going to do? And there's not necessarily a lot lost from being back here in this position, but they will have a separate start under the control of Brendan and the crew there in the VIP structural steel 800 VIP steel supported starters box as we get everybody else to jostle in place. There will be a couple missing, of course, for those that are starting here in the pit lane, but there's your front row looking beautiful, and the manufacturers well represented. 2 Hondas, a Yamaha and a Suzuki taking the glory on that grid. Then we've got a Suzuki total trifecta on number 3, and one of those then missing as our officials quickly come back off the grid. We're in the starters' hands. We will watch the red lights, and they build. There's 1, 2, 3. You can hear the engines revs going up as well. The riders get excited when the lights go out. We go racing, and look at that from Damon through the middle. Great run there. But might have been Mitch as well to get the better opportunity. And here's the late start by the boys out of the pit lane as the Honda medical car, the CRV, takes the field. And of course, it literally is that with the medical support right behind them. We have learnt that from many years of paramedic services, that if there is an incident, the quicker you can have people at hand, the better it is. And on that opening lap is always one to do as they head away and get into it at the moment. So there you go, Brad Butch watching it for us on Ctas and the update.
And to the left-hander Euromark, that's Damon Rees going up the inside on Mitchell Rees. So the Honda Rees brothers 1-2 out at the moment. That's Damon Rees leading them out of Euromark, the left-hander. They head up into Fulton Hogan, so it is a Honda 1-2. Damon Rees ahead of Mitchell Rees, and that looks like Scotty Moyer in 3rd place. I think we'll just wait till we get the update, but that's a pretty good start there. We'll have to wait and see who else is in there. The white bike is Sloane Frost. That's in about 6th position at the moment, so not the start he was looking for, but a real race of Sloane Frost. He'll come alive at the end of this one. All
right, great to watch indeed. It is the Honda Quinella out there at the moment as we go to the brothers extraordinaire. Damon up with the run from Mitch, of course. Damon out of last year's racing. He was our 600 champion from 2 years ago. Out last year as he was still recovering from his injury in Australia. This time last year he didn't get back on a bike until the final round at Hampton Downs, and it wasn't the final, but it was one of the rounds at Hampton Downs late in the series. And then of course he went to concentrate on his Australian campaign, so we saw very little of him last year here in New Zealand. But I tell you what, he is back and fired up and going better than ever before. He got the hot spot with regards to qualifying, and he's going to use every bit of that to go. 92 over 2, that is it. Rees Brothers extraordinaire on the Rees Racing Honda CBR 600, sorry, 1000. Now where do you get that from as we look to the exit last corner, and look at the margin made by the boys already, and more importantly, look at that from Demon Damo. He's got the brake on him, he's gone out to the front, and he extends that advantage. Brad, he's looking hot coming around towards Pothole.
Look at that, awesome stuff. Out of Pothole, Icon Corner, and look at this trio out of here already. But then you look back and it's a Hoogamoosum 4 and 5 at the moment. So Al got up inside, and there's Sloane Frost up the inside of James Bell, stands him up and makes that now a real 5-way battle. So awesome stuff. There's Dan Medham up into 6th place now as well. So that battle in behind the top 3 is coming alive as well. But it is a Honda 1-2 with Scotty Moyer. Awesome start from Scotty off way back in the 2nd row of the grid, and he's mixing it with the Honda boys right now.
Goes to show that qualifying's not everything. It's certainly a good big start, and we've seen that from our Team Rees Racing as they've got the advantage because they were 1 and 3 on the grid, and they've gone 1-2 in the racing at the moment. Interestingly, the start from Mitch, he was in fact the better starter. He went up through the middle and he got a dynamic start, and he led for the first 3 corners, but then he was pipped going into Euromark, and that's the opportunity from brother. Oh, hello, here we go. 25 down here at the moment, and Jake Lewis, there he goes, getting the update, and now to join the race. Unsure, any idea what had happened there, Brad?
No idea. He wasn't on the grid, so he definitely didn't start this race, so interesting to see what's happened. But Al Hoogie, the other R1 on track, is 4th place and looking very fast. We're slowly starting to reel in this top 3 as we see Damon Rees, Mitch Rees, Scott Moyer, and then Al Hoogie coming through your top 4 as they head into turn 1. The Flexoplast left-hander, awesome little left-hander, and they come around there with a 4-pack at the front, and then Sloane Frost heading out the second of the races there.
Let's take an opportunity to go through the entire field at the moment. It's Damon from Mitch Rees, go to Scott Moy, Alistair Hugenbosom, Sloane Frost, then in 5th, 6th go to Daniel Medham ahead of Livio Zamperi. Then we look to 8th at the moment, James Hugenbosom from Connor London, and 9th go to Ray Clee, and 10th ahead of Ryan Yanko to Dan Ormsby. Then of Dan's Ormsby Motorcycle Training, then in 12th place, 13th for newcomer Brad Groombridge, Chris Haldane, Dave Sharp, Kevin Beaumont, and the late, Jake Lewis, late to join the race. Have no idea why. He's missed an entire lap. The good news is, though, he is out there at the moment. Best time, though, from Al Hoogie at a 1:29.7. 1:29.7. That's fantastic. What a start there at the moment. 1:29.4 is your lap record by Andrew Stroud 8 years ago, 2011. And you've got Alistair Hugenbosom, the fastest man. He's gaining on those boys. And Brad, that is literally 0 time on the R1. So what a hit he's making out there already. Alistair Hugenbosom. Come on, Canterbury.
Have a look at him into the dipper. He has definitely closed right up and made that a full-on four-way battle for the lead at the moment. So that's the man to watch, Al Hoogie. He did this last year on the M1 BMW, but now he's on an R1, completely different bike, completely different tyre. So awesome stuff. Al Hoogie in 4th place at the moment. Then go Scott Moyer still in 3rd. That's awesome stuff from Scotty. Then you look back this four-way battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Sloane Frost, Daniel Medham, and Livio Zamperi. Good ride from Livio there with looks to be the 85 of James Hoogie in 8th place at the moment. So awesome stuff. This NZSBK race 1, and it's a 10 lap with 7 to go as we watch them head out of the Flexoplast and up into the ICOM corner. Watch out for the curve on the left-hander. Some awesome onboard shots on the Seth Devereaux Racing Facebook page if you want to have a look at that, and have a look at the lap around Ruapuna as they go into Euromark. That's the tightest left-hander you'll get in the NZSBK campaign. Awesome stuff. Damon Damo, he is looking to break away and lead as he runs into Fulton Hogan, but Mitchell Rees, big brother and 2NZ, he'll be looking to not let him get away to a flyer as we see Scotty Moyer coming under pressure now from Al Hoogie.
Oh, look at this for great racing and loving it. The challenge going on there for that 3rd place, because that's where it at. Of course, with Scott Moyer and Alistair Hugenbosom, but it was Scott that had the early advantage. Suzuki Series winner of 2017 and now 2018. Lap record holder of the famous Cemetery Circuit set on Boxing Day 10 days ago. Lap record holder. That's a feat by no other, the best that's ever been there in over 60 years of racing. And importantly, should have put his name on the famous Robert Holden corner. But, well, we say rudely went to sleep, but there's a whole story to it, and we'll find out more about that and tell you more as the series goes on. So there he is. We know he's a hero and an ace rider, and he's proving that with a very good 3rd at the moment. But I'll tell you what, it is the Honda brothers that are out there to show their class at the moment. Younger, Demon Damo ahead of Big Mighty Mitch as they go about racing. Then looking out to Scott Moyer on that ever-fast promoter supported Suzuki New Zealand GSX-R 1000 ahead of the R1 Yamaha of Al Hugenbosom. And if ever there was to be a rider that you would say would be on the back foot from this with the least amount of time of anybody on a bike to prepare for this kind of event, he would be one of those. But in a very short time, Al Hoogie, including even being a spectator at Wanganui Cemetery Circuit on Boxing Day, has learnt so much in a very short time, and he's just loving this bike. As Brad had picked up off the BMW M1 Motorsport supported 1000, but taken on a different bike this time, and man, turning every corner into a big leap forward. And just when you think he's gaining up on the tail of Scott, he just has to drop back that little bit. But it's a very good 4th place ride of the moto coming right there at the moment, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a bit of an update in the Euromark left-hander. We've lost Brad Groombridge and Dan Ormsby in the same corner, so I'm not sure what happened there, but that's unfortunate stuff from Brad Groombridge, who vowed he would keep it on 2 wheels at the start of today. So we'll have to catch up with the BG and find out what happened. But if we look to the infield, Jake Lewis is getting reeled in. He's unfortunately a lap down and just circulating on the R1 there. But Damon Damo Rees, he's really breaking ahead. He's got 10, 15 bike length advantage. He heads out of the dipper, and Mitchell Rees now coming under a little bit of pressure. I think Scotty Moyer's getting pushed along by Al Hoogie for 3rd and 4th, and then Sloane Frost. He's slowly making that gap a little bit smaller than it has been in the moto. So watch out for Sloane Frost and Dan Medham on the Suzuki New Zealand entries coming for this 4-way battle at the front.
Well, all these guys are in fact catching on Jake Lewis, because unfortunately we have got no idea why Jake was a lap and 3/4 behind everybody else, and now that he's gone out there and is only still virtually warming up in the race, he's got the other boys honing in on. So when you take a quick glimpse down there, for example, at Flexopass, you think, wow, there's a bike out in front of the others. But that, in fact, is a rider who is almost 2 laps down on the rest of the boys. So now that we've got Demon, in fact, look at that, he slows up immensely. And did he do that for the other riders? Yes, I think so. I think significantly he is slowing up immensely. And look at that. Wow, how far has Damon got in front? There is Mitch under attack from Scott. And look at that from Al, right in behind him. Go Hoogie Racing. Had the privilege to buy the, thank you, Jake Lewis. He knows there's something wrong. He said, hey, all you guys going for it. He moves over to the left-hand side and he says, says, you can take me on the right, and then he puts the gas back on again and rejoins the pack through Fulton Hogan one more time. But as all of this gone on, for some reason, Damon Rees has just bolted clear of the pack, and he's leaving an awesome trio to fight it out. Mitch Rees going to Scott Moore, going to Al Hoogie. One of them's missing out on the podium because that man's going to number 1. Demon Damo on fire at the moment.
Yeah, interesting to see. I think Mitchell, he's definitely backing those two boys up, so I'm not sure what's happening there. So Mitch Rees, he's lapping in the 131s last time round, so Damo was in the 129, so nearly 2 seconds he gave just in that last lap alone. So we'll have to see what's happening to Mitch, see if the advantage is going to change. But awesome stuff from that three-way fight. Now the battle for second, third and fourth. We haven't talked about a battle for second, third and fourth yet, but Mitchell Rees, Scotty Moyer and Al Hoogie, looks like he's got a good drive out of the rock sweeper, and have a look down into turn 1. That's the battle to keep an eye on, as Sloane Frost has a look at trying to reel them in. There we go, Scotty Moyer up the inside in the flexive class. Can't quite get it done. That Mitchell Rees Honda is very good under brakes, but definitely gave him a good show of the front wheel. So Mitchell under all sorts of pressure now as Scotty Moyer and Al Hoogie hunt them through the Liquid Molly straight and into Icon corner, where they can see Demon Damo's taken off over 4-second advantage. So the best seat in the house those three have got at a good performance from Damon Rees.
And believe it or not, it's still Al Hoogie way back there on lap number 2 that he's got the fastest time at a 1:29.7. That is 0.3 outside of lap record. But to have had his best time then gives the idea that he's trying to go faster but can't get through the wall. Literally a wall there between Scott and Mitchell at the moment. So, wow, Al Hoogie go the Canterbury Star, because they are 3 North Islanders leading the assault here at the moment. They come around the Christchurch Carousel, come down towards Southern Salvage and get ready for the sweep through there on that beautiful right-hander before doing the big swoop around here and coming into the famous Dipper, which has got a whole new name now here at Mike Perro Motorsport Park. It's called the Sign Biz Dipper, and coming down. In fact, if you look at it from an angle out of the pits, it's actually the riders disappear right out of sight. So when you see it on TV coverage, you just think, oh, they do literally that dip down. But I tell you what, it's almost a crater compared to other little hollows of circuits around the country when they do that down through the Dipper. A spectacular part of the track. Of course, a lot of the four-wheel meetings here at Mike Perro Motorsport Park, they continue to use the main part of the back straight there and don't go through the Dipper. But in motorcycle terms, we love that part of the track. It was made for bikes, as we look at Scott Moy, he's done the slipstream and he's moving out the pass. But look at that, I tell you what, coming up from Al Hoogie, might have the 2 of them, will he? No, he's just going to take the one. Mitch goes wide, leaves it. Might be Al. No, Scotty Moy. Scott still to hold it. Scott, Al and Mitch have changed right around this time as we look to the fighting battle going on. As all of this goes on, Demon Damo has smoked that. He's gone right out in front with a huge advantage. But that trifecta through Icon, they go down into Euromark. We're looking one more time, and here we go with Scott. There's Al and behind him. So look at that, Suzuki, Yamaha and Honda, and just when Al Hoogie looked to squeeze up on the inside, Scott slams the door in front of him and said, no way through there. And watch out what's going on. There's a real good example of 3 riders that are actually as fast as they're going. They're slowing each other up because it's worried about the brake check and it's worried about where the other rider is. And look what's happened to Sloane Frost. Watch him creeping. See that? For all of a sudden, what we've been talking about as a trio, Brad, is actually a foursome looking out there. And I wouldn't be surprised if even at the end of this one, Sloane Frost could have put himself on the podium.
Exactly. Look at Sloane Frost. We know he comes alive at the end of races, and he didn't have the best start, but look at him now as we see Al Hoogie all over the back of Scotty Moy as they head into the double left-hand infield, but into the Sign Biz Dipper. We'll ride into second gear on a super bike and come out of there. You've got to be neat and tidy, and it's hard to defend out of the Dipper because you've got the double apex left-hand rock sweeper that you've got to keep an eye on. So awesome stuff. Demon Damo Rees, he's out front and leaving them behind. But this battle for second, third, fourth, and now fifth, we can add Sloane Frost to that gap there as well. They come down on the front straight.
So there we go, Damon Rees out in the front. Second place has got Moyer. Third with Al Hoogie. Is he going to make the move? Can he get in there to that first place now? Here's the run right up on the inside. Is he going to make it stick? He looks good so far. Flexoplas, when he turns on the next bit, do we see him stay there? Yes, he's got it. Well done. Go, there it is, the Al Hoogie show. Come on, Canterbury. You're all a bit quiet, Kentips. Come on, come on. This is the local. This is our man. The other 4 riders in the pack out of the 5 of them are all other islanders. This man's the mainland. Oh, he's under threat. Scotty Moyer back on the inside. Scotty, can he make it stick? He goes too wide. Oh, look at that. The lead's just changed twice. Just changed twice in there. As we saw, first of all, Al Hoogie holding it. Scotty went past him, and Al Hoogie went back past him again. So it is a change. I talk about the lead. I'm only talking about for this quartet of riders because the lead itself still in the hands of the incredible Honda pilot in Demon Damo. He's coming out of the Carosino the casino carousel before we catch the other riders even going into it. So great work there out of front. And a quick update for the rest of our riders in the pack as we go back to 6 with Daniel Medham from James Hugenbosom, from Olivio Samperi, head of Connor London, and Ryan Yanko. They are your top riders in the lineup. And as we know, Haldane and Groombridge well back there. So too, in fact, for Kevin Beaumont. Have no idea what happened to Kevin, but he's not there. So all of a sudden, Jake Lewis, who was last by so much, has already got himself into 13th and will be scoring points at least, Brad. So something gained from being a late entry in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. It's a 5-round series this year as Damon Damo gets the white flag. So a 5-round series, 15 Superbike races we get. So some big points. And yeah, if you're running behind Al Hoogie, definitely got that second place under control as they head into Flexi Pass with Scotty Moyer. And Mitch Rees going to have a little battle here. White flag out, 1 to go. So Sloane Frost definitely looking to pounce on that. Daniel Medham, he's run a lonely old race, but a good 6th place for him at the moment. Damon Damo out of ICOM and well and truly gone with this one. That is a massive lead. It's a 6.5 second lead in NZ Superbikes. That's absolutely brilliant. But then have a look who's got the big breaks into Euromark. Left hand, everyone's going to just go nice and neat and tidy in through there.
Yeah, they do, aren't they? They were all holding the inside line. They saw what happened last time. Nobody was going to give on that little bit and see how it was going to unfold. And remembering we saw Mitch, he suppose he conceded the one to Scott, then he's conceded the one to Al. He's got Sloane in behind him. He wants to keep him back behind him. That means that 2 from last year will finish in front of 1 if they're to finish in this order. So he'll be happy, I'm sure, with that. But hearing the news afterwards to see, I don't know whether he's got any idea how far Super Bro is in front, because this has been a Damon performance. He went into the lead on lap number 1 at Euromark, and he's been in the lead ever since. And his margin is out to an amazing 6.37 seconds, and he's got an opportunity to go all the way. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be on your feet for a star-studded Superbike lineup. Brand new Superbike riders in this year's championships. The new crew is in town. Sloane Frost was a young guy a couple of years ago. Now he's the older gentleman in the bunch, and we're looking forward to a fantastic top 5. Here we go. The hands are in the air already. Look at that going there for Damon. That is fantastic. He's got the number 1, and the run coming through here for the next 4.
Now Hoogie's done enough. He's going to get 2nd place. Scotty Moyer and Mitch Rees in behind him with Sloane Frost in 5th place. So Scotty Moyer had a disastrous weekend at Ruapuna here last week. That's a lot better from him. James Hoogie comes through there in 7th place behind Daniel Medham, and then Livio Zamperi and Connor London to round out the top 9 with Ryan Yanko in a nice top 10 position from Ryan on the Barnes Jenkins ZX10.
Oh wow, what a race, and seeing it all unfold as lively it has been fantastic. Yes indeed, Livio Zamperi on the number 12 bike courtesy of Carl Cox Motorsport. Consent to go VS1 design, the Suzuki GSXR 1000. It's got a little bit of a colour splash to it, so it looks certainly a flash machine indeed. We've got as well in there Dan Ormsby as well on the DCL Consulting, Ormsby Motorcycle Training, Wilcox Truck Painters, Blair Printers with Pirelli RTS and Sabaki all on board for racing as well. So great to see as our field crosses the line. I think that next one across the line, a unique sound. I think we have a no, the Aprilia. Dave, yeah, Dave. I think, is it Dave on that Aprilia? Maybe. I'm not sure of the number on that bike.